أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Since it was planned that we should discuss the masail related to fasting only during this month, I thought that some of the efforts which are now being made to plant some doubts in the minds of our young people about certain forms of ibadat that we do and the way we do must be clarified. Letters are pouring in from various corners to put doubt into the minds that you are doing something with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not do, or at least the majority of the Muslims don't do. Therefore you are an innovative, or rather something odd people out in the Muslim mainstream. And these things must be clarified for the young minds. Although I have clarified in the past, but maybe it was in Urdu, I think tonight I would like to spend a few minutes clarifying this so that whenever such a question arises, our young people, men and women, boys and girls, should be able to answer those questions. Not only that, but as they perform their ibadat and acts of worship, they should know that they are performing it exactly according to Islam. First and foremost, it must be understood by all of us that we are following in our acts and worship the Prophet himself and Ahlul Bayt salamullah alayhim ajmain. We have taken whatever we have taken as authority, the Prophet himself and later on Aimma alayhim salam, who have elucidated on whatever the Prophet said. By act, by teaching, and also by clarifications whenever they were asked the question. Now, the first and the most common question is that all Muslims pray 5 times and we are praying 3 times. This has been ingrained in the minds of people that we are praying 3 times, while Muslims are praying 5 times. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made wajib 5 times. Now here there is a play on the words which must be understood. It is not 5 times the way you have understood. What is wajib is 5 prayers. First and foremost, 5 prayers, daily prayers. Namaz-e-subh, that is for morning. The second, dhuhr. Third, asr. Then maghrib, and then isha. Now, have you found any Shias naturally praying less than these 5? We all know that these 5 are wajib, that means they are obligatory. And Sunni brothers and Shias all put together pray these 5 prayers. So as far as the prayers were concerned, no one has said that 3 prayers are there. The word playing on is time. Now let us see Quran. Surah Bani Israel, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, wa aqimis salata liduluki shams ila ghasaqil layl wa Qur'an al-fajr. Inna Qur'an al-fajri kana mashhuda. And establish your daily prayers soon after the sun has passed the meridian. 1. Ila ghasaqil layl, till the night has lapsed. 2. Wa Qur'an al-fajr, and the morning prayers. 3. Where are those 5 times? There are 5 prayers. The Prophet explained this ayah that there are 5 prayers. As soon as the sun passes the meridian, it is the time of dhuhr. Zawal. Zawal is midday and the sun passes slightly. As you put, if you put a sharp face or a perpendicular vertical stick in a country where when it is exactly noon the shadow disappears. Immediately as the shadow starts appearing on the opposite side, even the least of it, that is zawal and that is dhuhr. And for the time that you take to pray namaz al-dhuhr, that is 4 rakat, is about 4 to 5 minutes normally. After that, the time from then onwards till sunset is a common time for dhuhr and asr. Do you understand? This is called waqt mushtarak, common time. Then, as I explained on the first night, when the darkness from the west has disappeared from overhead, after the sunset, Maghrib enters. And the time that you take for praying 3 rakat Maghrib namaz, when that has passed, the remaining time till midnight is a common time between Maghrib and Isha. So when we are praying 5 prayers, we are not praying 3. And the time that we follow is exactly what the Prophet said. Now, I remember when I was in Mombasa, I had a Sunni friend, we were studying together. But of course, when it came to Ilmul Hadith, that means the books of Hadith, he went to his own tutor. I went to my own because he used to take Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, while we had our own Hadith also. But we used to meet in the evening. One day he told me that, brother, I'm now starting Sahih al-Muslim, that means the second book in authority in Ahlul Sunnah, Hadith. I said, fine. When you arrive at the Hadith which tells us that the Prophet prayed Dhuhr and Asr, Maghrib and Isha together, please inform me. He said, you Shia sometimes dream a lot. Huh? There is no such Hadith. I said, Baba, there is no question of hurrying. It will come, but it will come after 3-4 months, because the book, Sahih Muslim, is not a small booklet. And I remember one evening when he came running to my shop, and he said, do you know, we have just reached that hadith. It is there, still there, in Sahih Muslim. The Prophet prayed Dhuhr and Asr whenever it rained, the first hadith. Whenever it rained. Second, the Prophet prayed Dhuhr and Asr whenever he went on a journey. 2. The third, the Prophet prayed Dhuhr and Asr, Maghrib and Isha together without rain, without journey. All 3 are there. Bila safarin wala matar. The question is whether it rained or it did not rain. If the time had not entered, the Prophet could not have prayed. I mean, this is very simple. Because if it rained, then the Prophet could have chosen to pray at 11 o'clock, say 1 hour before Dhuhr, because it is raining. But he did not do that because the time had not entered. The very fact, whether in rain or without rain, if the Prophet offered his prayers, Dhuhr and Asr together, that is a proof that the time of Asr had already entered. Because Quran says, Inna salata kanat alaykum kitabam mawquta. This namaz which has been made obligatory upon you follows the timetable. Time. At this time, not before and after it will be covered. Huh? And even today, my friends, if you go to Makkah, inshallah ta'ala, and then to Arafah, Hajj, on the plain of Arafah, all Muslims, irrespective of the firqah they belong to, on the Arafah, day of Arafah, 9th Dhul-Hijjah, all Muslims pray Dhuhr and Asr together, all. At that time the question arises to all our old Sunni brothers, if the time of Asr has not entered, how can you pray? Are you praying before time? Giving Allah something in advance? No. The time enters. Now, if someone wants to pray separately, There is no harm. Say, on Sunday you come here, you have got all the time at your disposal. You prayed Dhuhr and then you waited till 3 o'clock, 3:30 after reading Quran, dua, other mustahabbat. At 3 o'clock you rose again to read Asr, before Maghrib of course, any time. There's no harm, because if you want to follow that time, which is called Waqt of Fadila for Asr, or Waqt of Fadila for Isha, after food. For example, at this moment, what I do, for example, is my personal way of doing it, but I read Maghrib immediately before Iftar. But I don't pray Isha at home. I come here. I pray Maghrib again, because Agha Khui and Agha Gulpaigani both have allowed to pray Maghrib again if it is offered by Jama'ah. And then I offer my Isha here, right at the time when it is Fadila. Well, it is my choice. I could have done otherwise also. So there is this thing that in fiqh Ja'fariyya, which means the fiqh of Imam Jaffer as-Sadiq salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. This is how it is. Now, this I have explained. Now just take a practical example. Have you seen Jum'ah? How people go running with white kanzus? Have you seen? Dashdasha. It's spotless white, running fast. You ask them, where are you going? Jum'ah. Right. What would they pray on that day? Jum'ah. Of course. And then they won't pray Asr there, isn't it? Because the Asr time will come at 3 o'clock. In Asr you don't find them. Where have they gone with the Dashdasha? On that Jum'ah day is only namaz Jum'ah wajib. What about Asr? Or there is a Muslim who becomes a Muslim on Fridays only. Jum'ah to Jum'ah. So Ahlul Bayt salamullah alayhim ajma'een said that joining these two times together soon after Dhuhr and Maghrib is a rahmah and grace for you, that you may be able to relieve yourself of both the wajib at a time without coming again. Understand this now? Clear? But you are also keeping mohr. There was no mohr. Naturally there was no mohr. Because mohr is supposed to be from Karbala. And the event of Karbala had not taken place when the Prophet was alive. We know this. I mean, you don't need to be taught. But the philosophy is different, which the people haven't been able to understand. Although it is in their own books. The mosque of the Prophet was a simple structure. Was not what you see today, huh? Inshallah, even this is something which we long to see, and all of us will go again and again. But the mosque was a very small structure, and the roof was very low. And there was no carpet, definitely, and there was not even a mat. The matting which was there was torn mat, stone. History tells us that the mat which was there in the Prophet's mosque were all torn. When the Prophet used to come there for salat, people would come and arrange the matting properly so that he could pray. He would remove the mat. And he would collect the dust or the clay, whatever was there, earth. And then keep his forehead in sajda on that dust. And always, whenever the Prophet completed his salat, people, whenever looked at him, they found the mark of dust on his forehead. So they used to say, Ya Rasulullah, we are keeping that mat for you. He said, yes, Allah loves him who does his sajda on earth and ground and on clay. So this one that we are keeping, the philosophy behind it is the clay, is the earth. The best thing upon which to do sajda, not the carpet, however costly it may be. There are other things on which sajda is allowed. But the best is the clay. Now we chose clay of Karbala because of its excellence, because of its status. But it can be any. Suppose today, for example, we cannot get clay from Karbala. It's very difficult. Unless a Zawar goes, brings this mohr and sajdagah from Karbala. Nowadays, most of us we are using here is from Tehran, for example, from Qom. Well, I say you can use even local one. Make one from here, London. You see, dry it, make a tablet and make a sajda. Allah loves that better than the carpet. So the philosophy is the clay and the earth and not Karbala ki mati. You can bring from Medina, you can bring from anywhere. And it is there in their own books in Al-Bukhari. It is mentioned there. The Prophet used to keep his forehead. And we are following that and nothing else. 2, opening the arms. And some of us I see, they don't know, poor fellow. When they sit for tashahud, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, you find them, suddenly the finger springs up like this. There are some mu'mineen who do not know perhaps. You find Ashhadu an la ilaha, the finger goes up automatically. We don't have this. Why? In Sunan Ibn Majah, which is of course Ahlul Sunnah, the Prophet came to know that people were doing this. He said, why are you moving, these are the words, why are you moving your fingers like the tail of a restless horse? So there is nothing like Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Nothing. Keep your palm like this. That's all. It does not need signifying one like that. It is not there in our fiqh. And as far as the opening of the arm was concerned, it is muttafaq alayh that it did not occur in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And therefore we don't do it. Who did it later on is a matter of debate which we shall discuss sometime. As long as the Prophet did not do it, we don't have any problem. Yeah? Now, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This also has started. Actually, we have this, but we have it with a style. In Al-Urwatul Wuthqa, the main book of our fiqh, from which all the fiqh books are nowadays translated and brought into existence, and margin notes are put by Agha Hakim, by Agha Khui, Sharh of Urwatul Wuthqa, commentary on Al-Urwa. It is clearly mentioned that it is sunnah when you say Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabi wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, salam upon you or Prophet, or our Prophet. That salam is not a part of salam, it is a part of the tashahhud. As you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad, Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabi wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Correct? Now salam begins. Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi as-salihin. Salam upon us and upon the virtuous and righteous servants of God. How many are there? They are all behind. They are all praying on this side, praying on that side. This is the meaning of it. At that time, the Prophet said, and so did A'immah, that you will glance sideways with the corner of your eyes, not with the cheek. That means you will say, Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillah, with the corner of the eyes. بِمُؤَخَّرِ الْعَيْنِ. Mu'akhar al-ayn is this. Not khada, not the cheek. بِمُؤَخَّرِ الْعَيْنِ. And then again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you know that you only have people on the right side and there's no one on the left, suppose you are praying at the corner there, and the people are all mu'mineen on your right. So you will only glance sideways from the corner of your eye, right. And that also is mustahab. Because while you are in salat, if you say, then you have already turned away from qibla and namaz is batil. You can't turn away from it. So it's Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillah. Bi mu'akhkhari al-ayn. Just by the corner of the eyes. This is there in our fiqh. But we should know how to do it. And Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar that we do 3 times is not a part of salat, nor is it part of salam. Once you say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, your namaz is completed. This Allahu Akbar is a part of taqibat, just like when you read dua, like Astaghfirullah alladhi la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum, and all the dua that we read. One of them is the 3 times Allahu Akbar after the namaz is completed. Well, this we do according to what Ahlul Bayt Salamullah alayhim ajmain did. When the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam died, Bilal, who was the muadhin, went away to Damascus. Soon after, he went away to Damascus, and after some months he decided to come back, just to come back to see what is happening in Medina. And when he came, naturally, he straight away went to the house of Bibi Fatima Salamullah alayha. Now remember, it must be a very short period, because Janab Sayyidah did not live for more than 6 months after the Prophet, when he came. Bibi Fatima told him, Bilal, would you go for adhan again so that I could at least reminisce and recollect those days of my father? He first excused himself. He said, Bibi, there is no charm in doing it now. But she insisted, and he went. Of course, when you know what happened when he went, and when he said, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Fatima Zahra Salamullah alayha wept bitterly to remember those days. And then when he came for a prayer, this has been recorded in history. After the salat, he told the Muslimin there, he said, what has happened to you all? Even the namaz of the Prophet has been changed. You don't even pray the way the Prophet prayed. It is recorded. So something had happened. What had happened? You know, my friends, my sisters and my brothers, you pray with tuma'anina. Tuma'anina means itminan. Look, when you go to ruku', you stand up. Sami Allahu liman hamid. For a fraction of a second. You go to sajda. Subhana Rabbi al-a'la wa bihamdih. Then you sit down. Allahu Akbar. Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh. Is a fraction of a second. Again you go to sajda. Subhana Rabbi al-a'la wa bihamdih. Then you again sit. Don't rise like that. Haraka. No. It is called jalasa of istiraha. It is wajib, to sit. I mean, it's not that the moment you come out of sajda, you straight away rise. You have got to sit even for a second. This is the salat of Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullahi wa salamu alayh. And when he conducted this jama'ah, when he was finally brought to the khilafah by the public, after the death of Uthman, the first salat when he prayed in the mosque, after salat, immediately Sahaba looked at each other and said, Ali has reminded us of the salat of the Prophet. So my friends, there are so many things that needs clarification. There is no need to be apologetic at all. We are sure. There's no time. Inshallah, next time when I sit, I'll also explain why wudu. Why wudu the way we do? So that you understand that what we are doing is according to Quran and Sunnah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.